What's good with y'all, man? Happy Thursday. Hope you guys are having a good week, man. No upload yesterday. I'm sorry. Had to take a day break, okay? But we back at it with some damn Superman news, okay? So, coming from the Hollywood Reporter, box office James Gunn's Superman is not flying as high overseas. Whole lot of excuses going around, but it's a whole lot of agendas as well. We'll talk about it. The very American comic book heroes, it's funny that they would start it out like that. The very American comic book hero has always faced challenges abroad, but Trump's controversial global policies and a China market that's largely moved on from Hollywood tent poles haven't helped. See, they're trying to blame Trump on why Superman's not succeeding, and that is just completely stupid, and we'll talk about it. On the same day that James Gunn's Superman opened in U.S. theaters, President Donald Trump posted a meme of himself dressed as the Man of Steel. If there was a collective groin on the Warner Bros. Lot, home of DC Studios, it's no surprise for years the studio's marketing mavens have worked to downplay the very pro-Americans aspect of the comic book hero when peddling the movie franchise internationally. Superman opened to a promising $125 million domestically and a major win for Gunn and the Warner Bros. Owned DC Studios, which Gunn also happens to run alongside Peter Safran. Overseas was a different story where the July summer tentpole debuted to $95 million, behind a projected launch of $100 million to $125 million. The phrase truth, justice, and the American way became forever aligned with the iconic character in the 1940s, thanks to the radio show Adventures of Superman. Fast forward to 2006 when Warner Bros. And director Bryan Singer ditched the American Way slogan when marketing Superman Returns to a global audience. By that time, unlike the era when the Superman movies starring Christopher Reeves were released, the foreign box office had become integral to the success of a Hollywood tentpole. In a major step forward for DC's films division, Singer's Superman Returns topped out at $391 million globally, with foreign tickets making up 49% of the total gross. And when Zack Snyder's Man of Steel, notice that Superman wasn't even mentioned in the title, but everybody knows who Man of Steel is, man. Come on now. Flew into the theaters in 2013 and grossed $670.1 million worldwide, with foreign ticket sales making up nearly 57% of the total, not adjusted for inflation. The international haul was $379.1 million versus a domestic tally of $291 million. Several years later, in 2016, Snyder's Batman v Superman: Dawn of Justice fared even better overseas, grossing $544 million, or more than 62% of its total cum of $874.4 million. It earned more than $63 million in China alone. Domestically, the sequel grossed $330.4 million, a 38% share. Wonder why that is. You know, I wonder if WB didn't just try to control everything Zack was doing and just give him free reign like James Gunn has now. You guys would be on top of the game. If you would have released the real version of Batman v Superman in theaters, the full cut, how long? Two hours and some change, maybe 3. I can't remember how long it was. It was long. But if you would have released the full version instead of chopping it up, that movie would have made $1 billion easy. You guys would have been on top, and we would have got Zack's of the universe. But you guys was in a rush to compete with Marvel, and you literally just you messed up your own money. You messed up your own money because you didn't want to stay in your own lane. You worrying about what's going on over here when you should have been worrying about your own business. If you would have just let Zack do his thing, release the full cut, not chop it up, $1 billion easy. Y'all have been happy. Fans would have been happy because we would have got everything Zack was going to put out. But there's a reason why Snyder movies are selling internationally. Prior to the pandemic, it wasn't unheard of for a Hollywood tentpole to see 60% to 70% of its gross come from overseas. The landscape has changed dramatically since then. Hollywood films can no longer count on China. And by the way, we talked about this, 2 days ago. Superman made like $97,000 in China. So you have $97,000 in China compared to Man of Steel, who made 63 million in China alone. What a big difference that is. But we're gonna talk about it a little more. Where the government is making it difficult, if not impossible, for Western films to book screens as to make room for local national titles. This trend has only gotten worse as the Chinese government retaliates against Trump's policies. Not to mention that Trump and his administration are a divisive topic across the globe and not just in China. Gunn went out of his way to change the American way to the human way in the film, but so far Superman is struggling at the international box office. Over opening weekend, only 42% of the film's gross came from overseas. That's not to say Superman is flailing overall. To the contrary, it crossed the 400 million mark globally in less than 2 weeks, thanks to a strong legs included 236.2 million domestically and 173 million overseas through Sunday, July 20th. It's doing strong midweek business through July 22nd. The domestic tally stood at 253.2 million. Gunn is well aware of the difficult predicament overseas, and without referring to Trump directly, said in an interview, it also affects things that we have a certain amount of anti-American sentiment, and we talked about that in the video. It really isn't helping us. Yada yada. It's just so many excuses when it comes to this movie. It's so crazy. Do we even need to read the rest of this? I don't even really think we need to read the rest of this. Let's see. Hold on. To the day, Superman is faring best in the UK, where it has earned 22.3 million through June 20th. Its second weekend followed by Mexico, 16.6 million, Australia, 11 million, France, 8.2 million, and China, 8.5 million. DC insiders believe the film has plenty of time to improve its fortunes even overseas thanks to strong word of mouth and even with the entry this weekend of Marvel Studios' Fantastic Four. With this movie, there's just so many different excuses being made with this movie as to why this movie's struggling overseas. And then you have all these articles, oh, it beat Man of Steel, it's doing great. The movie's doing good domestically, yes. It's doing good in the U.S., and we talked about this a couple of days ago, man. It's doing good because people are going to see the dog, and it's a family-friendly movie. They're taking their kids, families are going. That's why this movie is doing good domestically. However, internationally, it is not struggling because of Trump. And here's why. There's other movies doing good internationally. Jurassic World Rebirth has 373 million internationally. Lilo and Stitch has 589 million internationally. And Superman is sitting at 171 million internationally. And I bet you if Fantastic Four is good, it's gonna do good internationally. This film isn't doing good internationally because people don't rock with this Superman. They don't like it. It's not a good movie. 5 out of 10 for me. It was a one-time watch. I have an open mind. I gave James Gunn a chance. I am not excited for the future of these movies besides a few elements like Lobo, Mr. Terrific, characters like that. But Superman, it's not my cup of tea. Too jokey, and like I said in the last video, release the Gunn cut. I want to see the full version that James Gunn wanted to put out. The full 25 minutes of added comedy and the Snyder bro joke. I want to see it all. I want to see the true vision James Gunn wanted to do so we can see how much worse it will be. Now, I didn't hate Superman. I didn't love Superman. I'm in the middle. 5 out of 10. I wouldn't buy it on DVD. I wouldn't go see it again. It's probably a movie I would turn on like The Flash. I'll just turn it on for background noise. Sometimes on Netflix, when Flash was on there, I would turn Flash on for background noise. And I'll chime in when Michael Keaton's Batman come on and stuff like that. But is it a movie I'd like to watch? No, it's not. It's not one of those movies. This movie had its moments, and like I said in the previous video before, Josh Whedon's version of Justice League was the worst thing I've ever watched. It was so bad Christopher Nolan told Zack Snyder not to watch it. It would break his heart. The movie had a moment though that I really liked. The very beginning of the movie, you see Batman interrogating a guy to bring out a parademon. That was a cool little opening scene. The rest of the movie trash. Compared to Zack Snyder's Justice League, that movie is ass. So, no. This movie had its moments. It's not on par with Man of Steel. It's not on par with anything that Zack was doing that we were about to see on the big screen. If people had a little bit of patience, This Superman, we would have been seeing the Superman that people had the most faith in. You know, the Superman they know and love, and we got a glimpse of that at the end of Zack Snyder's Justice League. The main clip that pops in my head when you see that smile, hopeful Superman. Remember when he's fighting Steppenwolf and Steppenwolf's hand is just coming across his face and you can just see Superman dodging it? He's just smiling because he know he about to whoop his ass and he's about to be happy. You know, we were getting to that Superman. But people don't have the IQ and people don't have the patience to understand that. Zack Snyder even said that Superman has to go on a journey to get to that hero we know and love. Wow. What is so hard to understand about that? I don't understand. What is so hard to understand about that? Do you think I became as mature as I am now because I haven't been on a journey? We all go on a journey in life. Life molds us all. We become more humble. We learn to appreciate things more because as you get older, and the experiences you go through, life teaches you lessons. Same thing what Zach was saying with Cavill's Superman. We were getting that Superman and just people were just impatient, no IQ to understand what's going on, and just, I don't know. It's just terrible, man. But yeah, this movie's not struggling because of Trump. This movie's struggling because people don't rock with it. It's that simple. It's that simple. You got people going to see it 4 and 5 times. That, listen, majority of the fan base is not rocking with this movie. And if the majority of the fan base was rocking with this movie, it would be doing a lot better if it was. If this movie didn't have a dog, and if this movie wasn't family friendly where people are taking all their kids and the family, this movie would be bombing really hard domestically. You know, dog adoptions went up over 200% when this movie came out. So people are seeing this because of the dog, and it's a family-friendly movie. They're like, hey, let's take the kids and see Superman. Why not? And that's cool. I like that. You know, take your kids. They'll enjoy it. Kids will enjoy this movie. It's literally a kid movie. That's what this is. So it is what it is, but it's not struggling because of Trump. It's struggling because people aren't rocking with it. If that was the case, Jurassic World Rebirth wouldn't be doing good internationally, and neither would Lilo and Stitch. Lilo and Stitch is on track to make over $1 billion, if it hasn't already. So, if Fantastic Four is good, it's gonna do good internationally. And I ain't gonna lie, I've been hearing good reviews from a lot of people I trust on YouTube who's already seen the movie. So, if the movie's doing that good, watch it. They might outbe Superman. So. Post your comments down below, man. Let me know what you guys think, man. If you enjoyed my thoughts on this subject, leave a like. Let me know what y'all thought, man. Do you guys think Superman is struggling because of Trump, or do you think Superman is just struggling because, you know, people aren't rocking with it? That's all I gotta say. I'm gonna catch y'all on the next one, man. 100,000 subscribers is ground time. Let's go.